The origin of this is Mediterranean street markets, where individual stalls would actually be rented to different families that would run little businesses selling jewelry, selling clothing, or selling fruits and vegetables out of each one. There are also places like this where each individual stall has some different form of street food in it. And in America, at this point in time, we still have enterprises that are basically too big to have people think of being able to make a living out of a 64-foot square retail space, but somehow they do in the Mediterranean. The first building we built was this little 8-foot square plywood shack, and it was moved to various places, but ended up for a number of years being the cash wrap, the place for the cash register and wrapping stuff up for the customers of Perspicacity, the business that occupied these little 8-foot square plywood stalls with canvas out in front of us. Now, in the early years, we actually used this place as a theater. We would set up a movie screen down at the western end, use the cash wrap building as the projector booth, and show movies. And almost every summer we showed Death in Venice, which is set in the Lido in Venice, and it has little cabanas that look just like this. So it was this very surrealistic experience sitting here, looking at the movie and then looking at your setting, and you're almost in the same place. The spaces between the buildings now have tin roofs and in a shed format, so that you can walk continuously under the colonnade. Originally those were open, these were closed as you see them, and then there was more canvas that stretched out from the porches of these little side pavilions out to the center. This was done back in the late 80s in order to give the place at least some area where you could leave the clothes up without having to take it in every time it's sprinkled. Well, Perspicacity continues to evolve. It started out as a kind of department store where Seaside logo merchandise, modest amounts of hardware, even fruits and vegetables were sold here alongside the clothing. And over time, Daryl and her staff began spinning off pieces of it. So they now have a housewares store, El Pizitz, and a couple of places that sell logo stuff, and a kids store. And so this is now pretty much just beachwear for women. And it's developed over time a real signature style that Southern women seem to really appreciate and gravitate toward. The stuff is modest in price, very easy to wear, and a lot of fun. And of course the setting, the environment for shopping, I think, is what really makes it fun. We occasionally think about moving this into a proper store because it would be so much easier to manage than a place where you've actually got to do a whole new merchandising scheme every morning, and when it rains you have to drag the stuff back into the huts once or twice a day. But of course it would lose all of this appeal of being the outdoor market.